What drives childcare decisions? Now, childcare is one of the most highly researched decisions parents will make during their young child's life. You'll want to focus on different factors such as care and safety, excellence in education, curriculum, facility quality, staff credentials, reputation, location, and price. Now, each of these factors has an overall impact on the quality and experience you'll receive and will also drive up the cost of care. So, when should you start looking for care? That's a question that I receive daily from my families who are interested in a lot of our different centers. I like to let families know it's never a bad time to start looking for care. As soon as you're interested in childcare, make sure you start looking because a lot of our centers are very fortunate to be busy schools, and a lot of them actually do have a waiting list. So you'll want to make sure that you start at least 4 to 5 months before you're looking for care. During this time, you'll want to research different locations. You'll want to consider factors such as facility type, cost, and the proximity to work and home. Do all these factors work for your family's needs? From there, you'll want to schedule a tour. On our website, learningcaregroup.com, we have a brand section where you can go ahead and click right on the brand. You can type your zip code in on a brand that looks good to you. All of the locations nearest you will pop up. Select a location you're interested in, and there's a phone number right there on the right-hand corner where you can call the center and make and schedule a tour or get any of those questions answered that you have. So definitely a great way to start if you're beginning your search. Also, I recommend utilizing a learning care group checklist. This is a way for you to easily compare information between different providers, different centers, different directors. Really a great resource for you. Also, make sure you're following up with those center directors. Center directors are your best resource. They're here to answer your questions. They're here to be your number one fan while you're making a decision for you and your family. Now, 2 to 3 months before you make that final decision, make sure you're narrowing down those choices. You'll think of things like what does licensing and accreditation look like at those schools? And also, if you have a family reference, so if you have a family member, a friend, somebody who has considered looking at that school before, make sure that you do reach out to them. That's definitely a great way for you to make that final decision. Now, 1 month before you start at the school, you have already made a final decision. We want you to go ahead and place a deposit down. That way, that reserves a spot for your child to begin with us when you're ready. Now, like I said before, a lot of our schools are very fortunate to be busy and have waiting lists. So make sure if you do have a school in mind that you have your heart set on, that you make that deposit in plenty of time. So I do recommend doing that in advance. So within that 4 to 5 month mark, maybe you make your deposit 5 months in advance to ensure that you can start when you're wanting to start. And then 1 month after you make that decision, stay in touch with your center director. They'll be able to offer things like discovery days where you can come on in, your child can try out the classroom, you can see the center again so that you all feel comfortable before starting at your first day at the school. You're also going to want to make the most of your visit. So that means researching and comparing different providers to find the best fit for your child. I recommend taking plenty of time during your tour. Tour every single room. Get a good feel of the environment, observe those caregivers, ask plenty of great questions, and then take along that checklist to help guide you through the process. The checklist has a lot of different great resources and information right on it so that you can think of great questions to ask during the tour. There will also be a family orientation. So family orientation is fantastic for families who do have questions about paperwork, who might just need a couple more things answered before beginning at one of our schools. What you're going to want to do is during the tour, you're going to receive an enrollment packet full of information. After that, you're going to sit down with one of our center directors. They'll take you through all the paperwork, answer your questions, make sure you're feeling super comfortable and confident before beginning at the school. You'll also receive a family handbook. The family handbook covers everything from nutrition to curriculum to any questions that you might have about fees and things like that. So make sure that you keep that as a reference for you after your meeting with the center director. And then you'll also want to come up with a start date with the teacher and the director. That way you're all on the same page, and then your child will be ready to start at the school when you're ready for them to have their first day at their new child care center. A couple of other factors to consider include health and nutrition and safety and security. Now, I always encourage parents to ask these questions during a tour. Is the playground in good repair? Does the playground engage in the seven senses? How much outdoor time is scheduled? Does the menu feature fresh foods? Are the recipes created by a registered dietitian? What are the accommodations for allergies and dietary restrictions? And then under safety and security, you'll want to think about, is there a double entry at the school? Is the access secured? Do you have access to the cameras? What is the school's safety culture like? And then what are the sleep policies for all the children at the school? I also encourage parents to really think about this last question. Does the center practice face to name? All of our learning care group schools practice face to name to ensure that our children have the best safety and security at the school. This helps with pickups. This also helps with making that connection with each and every child. So all of our directors and our teachers, just by seeing a student, knows their name and knows the child. Another thing to consider when making your final decision at one of your childcare centers is, what is the behavioral approach at the school? At Learning Care Group, we focus on positive behavior intervention support. So the positive behavior intervention support model for guidance is a gentle approach for discipline. This model has a foundation of the following core beliefs. Children's misbehavior can be changed. Environments can be created by changed behavior. Changing environments require changes in adult behavior, and then adult behavior must change in a consistent and systematic manner. So systems of support are necessary for both children and adults through our positive behavior intervention support model. Another factor to consider is the menu at the school. Learning Care Group is very fortunate to have a GrowFit menu. It's put together by a registered dietitian at our corporate office. Our menus are ever changing, so they're changing every single week. And then we have food specialists who design the menus to best suit the communities they serve. I love this because we're always having healthy, fresh fruits and veggies, whole grain options for our kiddos. It helps keep our children always guessing what the next meal is going to be. So we're always introducing great new options for the children so that they're not going to be picky eaters at home. We also have programs that ensure that daily and weekly recommendations are met, and then a variety of our milk and milk substitutes are available to meet our children's needs. So we're keeping all of our children in mind when we're putting this menu together. And then we do have a cook on site who cooks all of these meals fresh each week for the children. So what exactly is a curriculum? That's the next thing I want to talk to you about. According to The Intentional Teacher by Ann S. Epstein, curriculum is the knowledge and skills teachers are expected to teach and children are expected to learn, and the plans for experiences through which learning will take place. Now, a curriculum should be a living entity. It should be allowed to change and grow and help our students and teachers follow this curriculum to feel confident and independent while they're learning. So consider these questions while you are thinking of your curriculum. What are my beliefs in education? What do I value in education? What do I not want in a curriculum? Is play more important than structure? What are the needs of my children or child? What kind of experience do I want for my children? What are the current trends? And then do they speak to what is most important to me? Now, that last question, do they speak what is most important to me, is super important when considering a curriculum for you and your family. Are you looking for more of a play-based curriculum? Are you looking for a curriculum with more structure? Keep those things in mind while you're making that final decision. Next, let's talk about the curriculum by age. special programs, and then technology when you're making a decision. The infant room has a curriculum that focuses on learn from the start. It's an exclusive milestone-based curriculum designed to ensure that even our youngest learners are developing and meeting those significant milestones in 5 different areas. We'll focus on cognitive development, language development, physical development and health, social and emotional development, and then approaches to learning. Now, we do this by having our little ones be curious, versatile, and adaptable through experiences through 3 distinct areas in the classroom. So we'll focus on our cozy area, our exploration area, and our movement area. These 3 areas really help all of the children in this classroom meet those significant milestones. Next, we'll talk about our toddlers and twos. Toddlers and twos are filled with energy and excitement, and we know that both of these elements are super important for the growth and learning in this classroom. So throughout this classroom, we offer experiences that address the evolving development needs of these increasingly mobile children by having them follow our Learn from the Start curriculum. Cognitive development, language and communication development, physical development and health, social and emotional development, and also approaches to learning are 5 distinct areas that we focus on in this classroom. Next, we'll talk about early preschool. Early preschool is one of my favorite classrooms to talk about with my parents. It's an exclusive curriculum that's based on developmental indicators, and it's specifically designed for 30 to 42 months. We'll focus on working with classmates, developing their self-help skills, following routines and directions, and making sure that we know that this classroom is a supportive bridge on the path to preschool. So it creates more routines, consistency, and structure for these children. We'll focus on potty training, independence, and confidence so that when they do go to the preschool room, they're more of a leader in that classroom and they feel like they can have success. Now, preschool and pre-K, we know that these classrooms are essential stepping stones to kindergarten. Both of these classrooms offer a research-based curriculum and a personalized learning experience for each child. We focus on fostering independence and cooperation, hands-on learning, literacy and math concepts, strengthening communication skills, and more. I like to tell my parents who ask about these programs, they like to ask me a lot of the time, do you think my child will be ready for kindergarten after a pre-K or preschool program at your school? And I like to tell them that they definitely will be. They're going to be more than kindergarten ready. They'll go to kindergarten with a sense of independence, have that social and emotional health that's super important, and they'll also be introduced to a lot of the curriculum items that they'll be learning within their first year at school. Next, let's talk about our school age program. So for all of you parents who are looking for after school programs, I like to talk about My Best Self. It's a program for school age students featuring 5 clubs. We focus on goal setting, reflection, character development, and we also offer order, routine, plus homework support. I know that's a big one for our parents who are wanting to have homework done by the time that their children come back from school, and then team building opportunities and physical activities also included in our My Best Self program. Now, a mix of independent and organized activities encourage personal growth and lifelong success. I definitely recommend this program for any of our children who are looking for an after-school program. It really helps them build that confidence and independence and helps them achieve goals throughout their time at our school. Summer camp is also a big question that I get asked. I know that's very important for our working parents. We offer programs for children 4 and under and then 5 and up. We have different themes each week. The different themes might be focused on something that the center director puts together. So our center directors have a sense of independence. They put together all of their calendars in advance. Then they send them out to parents before they even sign up for summer camp. And we offer different themes such as Down on the Farm, where we'll focus on different farm animals each week. We might have a in-school field trip where we'll have a petting farm come in and they'll work with the parents and the children. We always welcome parents to some of these in-school field trips as well. So really great options for mom and dad to get involved, and then for our little ones to have fun. And then we also focus on a sense of education throughout the summer too. So we'll have those fun activities, but we want to make sure that we're going back to making sure that our children are grasping those concepts, getting the education that they need, so that when they do go back to school in the fall, they have everything they need to succeed. I also get asked about technology a lot when parents are making a final decision. Here at Learning Care Group, we offer Sproutabout. It's a great application for our families who are looking for a resource that has everything in one area. We have live cameras, live streaming cameras of your child's exact classroom, and then we also have live progress report updates right on the phone. So you'll find out when your child's eating, sleeping, working on different subjects. You'll get those live updates as they're happening. And then we'll also give you pictures and videos throughout the day so that you can feel connected to your little one while you're away at work or at a different activity. And then we do also recommend that if you do have questions, you can utilize our chat feature. You can chat with any of our teachers that your child has throughout the day. So making sure that you're chatting with the teachers to get those questions answered in a timely manner.